I love Tenkaichi Budokai as much as the next guy, but I don't know if I'd put it in this list lol. One of these things are not like the other. No, the point is it's not a fighting game. That's like calling Naruto Storm a fighting.
Bro thinks he's included.
Dude, Budokai isn't a fighting game, XD.
Budokai a fighting game?
Keiichi in the same group as TK and SF.
Why use the new Budokai Tenkaichi pick? LOL. It's more of an arcade fighter and nothing like the others. LOL.
Alright, let's just get down to it. None of the YouTube BS. We gotta stop doing this. And the thing I'm talking about that we have to stop doing is gatekeeping fighting games that aren't like your favorite fighting game. If y'all aren't aware, the FGC has a thing where if you aren't like the traditional big three, which I would call Street Fighter, Mortal Kombat, or Tekken, you aren't truly part of the FGC circle. I made a tweet yesterday. Y'all aren't aware. Dragon Ball Z Budokai Tenkaichi 4 got revealed last night. I think it's one of the biggest things that could happen. One of the biggest things that could happen in gaming, in my opinion, because this game was big not just for me, but for a lot of people that love Dragon Ball, that grew up with Dragon Ball and Dragon Ball games. And when I made this tweet, I essentially saw a lot of comments that were along the lines of, you know, Tenkaichi 4 is not a fighting game, it's an arena fighter, it's not like these other games. Why is Tenkaichi 4 mentioned in the discussion of these other three games? Which I knew would happen, and I originally wasn't gonna make a video on this until I connected the dots. Prior to Budokai Tenkaichi 4 getting revealed, there was discussions being brought up about whether if anime fighters should be part of the FGC. Are they biting off the FGC? Do we really have these games involved in the same community? And I think, honest opinion, I think it's utter bullshit that this is happening. I'm actually kind of tight that I actually have to do this, but we're going to talk about what is a fighting game, what it means to be a fighting game, and is there truly a difference between the arena fighters that everybody loves and the fighting games that are in the FGC space. It's crazy that I have to do this, but we're going to Google. Let's see what Google has to say about fighting games and what it means to be a fighting game. What is the definition of fighting game? A fighting game is a genre of video games in which a gamer battles against another character controlled by another gamer or the game's artificial intelligence. Fighting games often feature special moves that are triggered through rapid sequences of button presses or associated mouse or joystick movements. Makes sense, right? Makes proper sense. Usually the case is you have to get this person's health bar to complete an utter zero. I don't know. Is this the mobile version of SF4? So what is different from this game that is different from these three games? Why can't they coexist? And this is something I think that we need to stop. We are at a point now, and I think this was always a thing that needed to stop. But I think we're at a point now where anime arena fighters are getting bigger and bigger and bigger, to the point where it's very hard to ignore the big elephant in the room, which is why do we feel the need to gatekeep this community away from games that might not be the exact same as these three games up here? Because let's truly break it down. What is truly the difference between the Dragon Ball or Naruto arena fighters from the three games up here? Honestly, it would be execution, but even then, one execution is just looser than the other. If that's truly the case, if execution truly is the reason why these games are separated, why do we allow Dragon Ball to exist? Why do we allow Guilty Gear to exist in the community? Why do we allow BlazBlue to exist in the community? So you telling me if the game lacks proper quarter circle forward motion type execution, it shouldn't exist in this community. And that's essentially what I'm getting from these discussions. It's dumb. In my personal opinion, it's stupid. It's immature to really gatekeep a group of people from the FGC because their fighting game is very different from the usual. I think this needs to stop. Stop trying to separate arena fighters from these 3 games up here and games that are similar to these 3 games. It needs to stop. We gotta stop doing this. Like, but this, I'm not gonna lie. No disrespect to this person in particular, but this tweet in particular made me want to make this video. Budokai isn't a fighting game, G. An arena fighter, yes, but not the same as all these other games mentioned. A better replacement would be Grand Blue Fantasy versus Rising. Mind you, I have no issue with Grand Blue Fantasy versus. The only reason it didn't get mentioned is because Twitter. I only conclude 4 pieces of media in this one post. And I'm not gonna miss out on putting Budokai Tenkaichi 4 on this. There's a reason I made this tweet in the first place, is because of this game. Everybody's eating. Why do we feel like we can't share and eat food at the same table as people that enjoy Budokai Tenkaichi games and Naruto Storm games? Proud the connection. Why is this still a thing? Why do we have to separate them? Yes, I can see the argument, like, for example, with shooters. You have your Apex Legends community, you have the COD community, whatever other shooter, Halo community. And they're all separated from each other. But you know what the big difference is from shooters and fighting games? They have money. Yes, Capcom is putting up $2 million at Capcom Cup next year to hold us down. Yes, that is happening. But overall, compared to them, we are not eating like that. Yes, we eating steak. Now we're eating steak. They eating lobster though. We ain't up there yet. We're getting there, but we're not there yet. So for you to think that we need to separate each other and constantly cut each other down because Naruto only requires 1 button combos and this game requires motions and other buttons to be involved. Let's stop that. That needs to stop today. That needs to stop. Because I promise you, if Bandai or whoever is behind this game decides to put money behind it, we should support it. If it's on the same tier as something like even a Tekken World Tour, if they're willing to put that much production value and funding behind something like Budokai Tenkaichi 4, a league or something like that, why can't we support it? What is stopping us from supporting it? Truly. Because it's not on a 2D plane? Because you can break the original rules of what these games set? Let's stop it. Let's stop it today. Arena fighters are part of the FGC as much as any other game is part of the FGC. If Naruto Storm fellas want to be a part of the FGC, if Dragon Ball Arena Fighter fellas want to be a part of the FGC, you can. Arena fighters are fighting games. It's because the execution is different from what you're used to doesn't make it not a fighting game. Let's stop this today. I had to make this video because I had to blow a lot of egos in the FGC. Y'all egos are bloated to holy hell. Because you can do a 1-frame link in Street Fighter 4 makes you different from any of these fellas. It doesn't. Stop it today. Put an end to this. I don't want to see stuff like this no more. And it's gonna happen. People are still gonna do it. But I'm planting the seed today to stop this. This doesn't need to happen. I get that some arena fighters are just insanely unbalanced. But who cares? Truly, who cares about the balance? Whether if it's balanced enough or it should be included. I would say it's far just as much broken fighting games that we allow in the FGC than there are outside of it. So let's stop it. Let's stop that today. I'm hyped for Dragon Ball Z Budokai Tenkaichi 4. Will I make Tenkaichi 3 content or make a video or two? I might. So if y'all interested, make sure you hit the subscribe button, like this video up, share this video, put it everywhere that you think would help. Spread this word. Arena fighters are fighting game. They want to be part of the FGC, they can. Let me get up out of here. Hope y'all enjoy y'all day. Stay safe. Peace and love.